Hi everyone, welcome to Tim Burbage Reads. I'm Tim and I'm going to tell you about what I'm planning to read in May. And then finish with my mystery book from my mystery book challenge. So the first thing is this year I'm trying to read a different fantasy book every month, and so far it's been going okay. And this time I'm going to start reading a new series, a series that I've never read before, but one that I've heard quite a bit about, and that is Magician by Raymond E. Feist. I've got it on my Kindle because it's quite a chonker. And we're going on holiday in May, so maybe I can read a bit on the plane and while we're on holiday and things like that. I don't really know much about this. I know it was written in the 80s, and people say it's like if in terms of classic fantasy, it like is one of the best examples of classic fantasy. The only other thing I know about it is that it's set in the land of Mictchemia, because me and my friends played a D&D campaign, and one of their characters, their surname was Mictchemia. I'm guessing from this book. That's all I know about it. So that's book number 1. Book number 2 is carrying on my year of Jack London. I'm going to read The Sea Wolf. So I've just started this, and I know it's about boats, and I know the Sea Wolf is a captain. The first chapter, there's a shipwreck, and the main character's on the shipwreck. That's all I know so far. I've only read a couple of chapters, but I'm looking forward to it. It seems good fun, and it's one of his more well-known ones. So we'll see how that goes. Next is book number 3, is a book that we've got from the library, and it's called Abroad in Japan by Chris Broad, not the cricketer. This is, I think Chris Broad has a YouTube channel, and this is like a spin-off of his YouTube channel as a book, but this is him 10 years in the land of the rising sun. So we're going to Japan in the summer, and I wanted to read more books about Japan, both Japanese culture, like Japanese fiction, and Japanese non-fiction. So this 100% ticks that box. My wife ordered this from the library, so I need to read it soon, otherwise it'll need to go back, and I'll need to read it. So, nice hardback copy. Book number 4 is a book that I've tried to read, I think 3 previous months, and never got to. Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham. This I bought for myself in one of my favourite bookshops in South Kensington by the Natural History and the Science Museums. It's a sci-fi classic, and it's about invading plants in London. The Day of the Triffids is perhaps the most famous catastrophe novel of the 20th century, and its startling imagery of desolate streets and lurching lethal plant life retains its power to haunt today. So that's interesting. And people say that John Wyndham is a fantastic author, and people talk about the chrysalids and the midwich cuckoos, I think is what it's called, as other ones to kind of get into. So, and I quite like this cover. He seems very forlorn, doesn't he? He's like, oh no, I'm being invaded by plants. So we'll see what that's like. And then finally, the 5th book is my mystery book. So for those of you who don't know, this year my amazing wife has curated, I should say, a collection of books. So one book every month, and from friends or family or just in our house. The last one was in our house. And yeah, I have no idea what this is. It's quite a short one, so we'll see what it is. This is the ASMR bit of the video. Ooh, The Story of My Life by Helen Keller. Interesting. That's because my wife leaves a little note in each and every one. So it's Deaf Awareness Week from the 1st to the 7th of May, and it is Deaf Blind Awareness Week from June the 24th to the June the 30th. So this is bigger than I thought it would be, actually. I thought it's so Helen Keller is she is someone, or as far as I know about her, she's someone who was deaf and blind, but went on to have a really big impact in the world. And she was a woman. But so this is about 200 pages, and it seems to be her letters. It seems to be all letters that she has written. Oh no. Okay, the first half of the story of my life. Second part is letters that she has written to people. So, Helen Keller was born in Tuscumbia, Alabama. An acute illness nearly took her life and left her deaf and blind at 19 months. At the recommendation of Alexander Graham Bell, she was sent a tutor. So she wrote The Story of My Life in 1902. She graduated from college in 1904, an extraordinary accomplishment for any woman of that time. Helen was dedicated to helping the blind and handicapped, raising funds for the American Foundation for the Blind and lobbying for commissions for the blind in 30 states. A women's rights activist, a Swedenborgian, a socialist, and a world-famous celebrity, Helen Keller received the Presidential Medal of Freedom and many honorary degrees. Wow. She died in 1968. Her burial urn is in the National Cathedral in Washington, D.C. Wow. Very impressive. So this is actually an American book, because it only has the price in American and Canadian. It doesn't have it in pounds. So that's interesting. I have no idea where this book came from. I could have a guess. So I'm going to guess that our friend Gemma gave me this book, because Gemma is an audiologist, so who studies ears and works with a lot of people with hearing loss, and it's something that is really important to her, and she does like a bit of non-fiction. So yeah, that will be my guess. We'll see if I'm right. I'll put in the comments below if I'm right. But yeah, there we go. So I've got 1 book, 2 books, 3, 4 books, 5 books. There we go. Plus, I'm going on holiday to Disney World, so we'll see how many of these I get through. And if you've read any of these, let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate it. Anyway, give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, it really does help. Please comment, I'll reply to every comment. And please subscribe, we're almost at 100 subscribers, which towards the end of May, I think I will be a year on BookTube. And it'll be really nice to have 100 subscribers. By then, that'll make me feel really good inside. So anyway, I'll see you later. Get out of my house!